All right, immigration crackdowns, they have certainly drawn attention all across the country and right here in our own backyard across New England, including in Everett. This fall, the detention of a 13-year-old boy in the city led to a protest and community pushback. Everett police arrested him initially for allegedly threatening another student at school, but the boy then ended up in ICE custody. What did you think of how that was handled?
Well, I want to say first and foremost, as mayor of Everett, my responsibility is to make sure that the people of Everett are protected. That's the job of the mayor, and that's the job of the Everett Police Department. They do an exceptional job. Collaboration between ICE and local law enforcement should only occur when apprehending criminals, period. Unfortunately, what we've seen recently is that's not happening. I would want to ensure if there is any collaboration, it is only for the sole purpose of apprehending criminals.
And how do you plan to navigate the increasing presence? It doesn't look like it's going away, the continued presence of federal immigration officials. It looks like they're here to stay at least until there's a change in the occupancy of the White House.
Yeah, so I've had some initial conversations with our police chief, who does an exceptional job, and we're going to continue to have those conversations during my transition into office at this point. But that's something we're going to have to tackle, because I want to ensure that the Everett Police Department is focused on protecting the people.
You plan to keep the police chief?
Yes. Yes.
All right. One of the issues
He's a great guy.
One of the issues you did campaign on, school overcrowding. We've talked a lot about that. What is your solution to that problem?
So we in Everett today own two former school buildings, the former Everett High School and the former Pope John High School. It's approximately, don't hold me to the number, but it's approximately 450,000 square feet in total between the two buildings. My plan is to work with the school committee, city council, the superintendent, the professional education leadership team at the school department to find the solution to activate as much of that space as we need, bearing in mind the cost of it, activate as much of that space as we need to address school overcrowding so that children in our elementary buildings are not learning in former storage closets or in hallways, that they have the right classroom space that is satisfactory to get them to the next level of education. One more thing, on the campaign trail, I talked about making the Everett Public Schools an urban model of excellence and success. That's what I want to do, but I can't make that investment without the proper classroom space.
What kind of obstacles do you anticipate?
I think the city council and the school committee are prepared to work with the new administration. I've got great relationships between both bodies. I've got a great relationship with Superintendent Hart. I think we're going to do great things when it comes to addressing school overcrowding.
Everett Mayor-elect Rob Van Campen, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Our political roundtable is next.